the heat count, okay, the view count is like flat, and then close the examination, and no. Okay, so this is something happened in operating system class. Okay, I didn't trace the MP3 downloads. You all know, okay, but in the YouTube we can trace it, no problem. Okay, so last time we have a very exciting beginning talking about all the projects, all the things about this course, what is assessment. But however, this class I mentioned very early that we focus on web. Okay, so web is kind of a different domain for open source development, but I would say that the difference is narrowing. Okay, in the beginning, the open source development is none of business about the web. Now it's kind of integrated. When you're talking about open source, people were talking about Node.js development, okay, or how to develop tools for Node.js, okay, or even some frameworks, okay, like Twitter Bootstrap. This is an open source project. Okay, so that's why I will shift my focus to the web. Okay, and I said that I have to say something because of I have to explain what exactly is open source. So give me a 30 minutes of boring time. Okay, I will finish this within 30 minutes. Okay, so what exactly is open source? The movement began in 1980 something. Okay, so before your birth. And while I was a primary student watching Ding Dong, okay? Yeah. At that time we already have Doraemon, okay? Not Doraemon, it's Ding Dong, okay? And by that time, that fat guy, okay, a very interesting guy called Richard Stallman, he has visited this school already around 2004 or 2003, I can't remember. Okay? His presentation style is stunning. How stunning it is. You know, I have PowerPoint, okay? His weapon is full screen, okay? Only project full screen, nothing, okay? And talk for 2 hours, okay? But I can't feel boring, okay? Because the speech is containing some value in there, talking about his thinking over the copyrights. Well, he's against copyrights because of this movement. And the movement in the 1980 is against Unix. Unix, okay, Unix, and you know that every Unix that we're using in a department is provided by Sun Solaris. Okay, I don't know whether you know it or not. Okay, IBM has Unix. What else? SGI. Okay, SGI is go bankrupt. Okay, SGI is graphics computation, something like that. Okay, has Unix. HP has Unix. Okay, every Unix you have to pay for a price. You have to pay for a price for GC, not GC, the CC. The C component, you have to pay for it. The library, you have to pay for it. So this guy thinks that it's not the way to go. So we implement every thing, okay, like a C compiler, to make, okay, and every command we implement it and release the source under a license called GNU, okay. So I hope that after this course, at least you remember what is the meaning of GNU, okay. How many of you know what is the meaning of GNU? GNU public license is GPL. Okay, GNU, what is GNU? GNU not Unix. Yeah, some this part no, this part don't know. Okay, GNU is a recursive definition. Okay, GNU, the G stands for GNU. Okay, you don't know what I'm talking about. The G of GNU equal to GNU. Okay, the N is not. U is Unix. GNU not Unix. A recursive definition. Okay, and this GNU not Unix is this guy tried to provide you some free food. Okay, yeah, he makes some food. Okay, and the food of course contain values, just like the IBM or Sun Microsystem. Okay, they provide the Unix and it carries some money value. It's charged you, but this guy said that no, you shouldn't charge any money. Okay, put it on a repository. Everybody can download and compile and have the tools for free. Okay, now here comes a very important definition. What is the meaning of free software? Okay, what is free software? And I will skip this. Okay, the illustration is like this. I said that free software just like free food. Okay, the department treat you. No, the department never treat undergraduate free pizza, but department treat a postgraduate student, including your students. Some kind in a month, okay, they will receive some free pizza. They call it pizza lunch, okay? So they will have free pizza, and for the students, they think that they are free, but the department pay for it, right? Now here for software, Richard Stallman thinks that it is his phrase is the direct phrase is free software is as in free speech. Okay? Not in free beer. He push it into a higher level. What is the meaning of a higher level? The pizza, the food, contain money value. And he thinks that software even shouldn't carry any money value as in a free speech. So what is the meaning of free speech? Okay? I'm saying something here, okay? And what the things that I'm saying is free. Every people go into this hall, you can take that, okay? You don't need to pay for the price, okay? Although some other talks will ask for the price, but the price may not because of the content, okay? Now, not for the beer case. The food and the beer case contain value, contain money, and this Richard Stallman, okay? Oh, by the way, Richard Stallman, and you think that we compile anything, we write everything, should be a computer science PhD? No. He's from physics. Okay, this guy is a physicist. Okay, not anything related to computer science. Okay, and in his mind, yeah, this is not code, okay? What should be a programmer's job, okay? Programmer's job should be manufacturing or providing codes to people free. And in the mindset of the computer programmer, the software shouldn't carry any value, okay? And then you should have a problem. How can we make a living? Yeah, so we can produce money, okay? No. How? And this is what exactly Wikipedia is pushing, okay? How Wikipedia survive? Donation, right. So this guy, Richard Stallman, also proposed one seems to be working now with the model, okay, is donation. Okay, ask for donation, and not because you donate and I give the code. I still give the code to the public, but I ask for donation if you appreciate my work. Give me money, okay, just like the Wikipedia. How Wikipedia works is like this. Okay, so Wikipedia is really following the mindset of Richard Stallman. Now, what software is under a GNU public license, we call it GPL, is a software that you think that it should be under free software control, okay? Then you can put a GPL under it. Now some problems comes. This GPL is actually not a simple license. You say that it shouldn't carry any values, okay, I give it for free. So what is the meaning of for free? Is to use, study, copy, as well as redistribute. So once your assignment, you say that, okay, in your assignment, you think that our assignment is very, it's a masterpiece, okay? You download GPL, put the GPL there. I cannot charge you. I cannot sue you for plagiarism. Okay? I can only give you $0. Okay? But not, I would say that you're not plagiarizing. Okay? You are promoting a free software and force me to change the specification next year. Okay? So yeah, you can't put such a joke, okay? Understand this? It means that your software, you should, not should, okay? You are free to release to any people, do any changes over it, and whenever that guy loves you, that guy can redistribute your code. Okay? So this is a so powerful license, and this is not the end of the powerful license. This powerful license carry one more. Some people think they're horrible, but I think that it is a beautiful rule. Okay? This is not the end of the rule. One beautiful rule is here. Let me highlight it. GPL is a very strong license. Once you say that your software is GPL, and it's not a whole tree, okay? once, let's say, the version A you created, and I think that your work is a masterpiece, so I download your work and become version B, I automatically inherit GPL. Okay? That means that after I change the code, can I say that I don't want to release the code because my contribution is, I think, a very important contribution. I shouldn't let people to download it. I should make a living because of this. No. If the root node, okay, is GPL, all nodes under it, all variation, all derived work under it will become a GPL. And Richard Stallman and his team make it a very interesting name. Okay? The traditional model of copy is called copyright. Okay? I hold the rights for you to copy. I can allow or disallow you. And it reverses the idea, right? Once you say that it's GPL, you can control all the derived work. Okay, the derived work automatically become public license, become free software. So it's even named Copyleft. So let me give you an example. Let's say, okay, I think all of you know what is Android, right? Yes. Don't tell me it's not, you know, okay? So the Linux kernel is inside the Android, right? And you should know that a Linux kernel is under GPL. Now, let me give you an example. This is an imaginary example. I don't know which part is right, which part is wrong. Let's say Xiaomi, okay? They changed the Linux kernel, okay? After they change the Linux kernel, you know what Xiaomi just want to create a new brand or new series of Android-like operating system. They refuse to open their source. Can they do it? No, they cannot do it. Okay? Let's say that if Xiaomi changed the kernel source code, okay, and then the kernel source code is not released to the public, if I'm a programmer, I really want to understand the internal working of the entire Xiaomi operating system, they must give me the code, or I can hire a lawyer to sue them. Okay? It's not because of money, okay? If I want to sue them, they will be found guilty for not releasing the source code. Now, how about another thing? Let's say I create a new type of launcher, okay? And the launcher, you know what is a launcher? Okay, the launcher of the Android, okay? I create a new type of launcher. Every piece of code is under my control. I never inherit other codes. And I say that I'm not releasing under GPL, but I put it in the Android. Okay? Now, do I need to release my code? You're working over Android. Android is open source. Now I create a new type of app, okay, or a launcher, and put it inside. Then in this case, your code is under your rights, okay? And you say that it's not GPL, and because you are not adopting any code from Android operating system, clean, okay? You can keep it code source. So that's why we still have app market, right? You write an app, it automatically carries GPL. Oh. How can you make money? Okay? So this is the copyleft thing, okay? So in other, I don't know, maybe I skip it, okay, because it's just a boring part here. What are the others kind of similar license? You may have heard of GPL. What is LGPL? The name is called less GPL. GPL is to apply to applications, software applications. LGPL usually apply to libraries, like a GLibs or OpenGL library, something like that will carry LGPL. Mozilla also a public license, have a copyleft capability, but a strange copyleft license, because it's a control granularity, you can say that, okay, this part is copyleft, this part is not, okay? And another is not so open, not so free software, MIT, BSD, Apache. They allow something strange. So what is the strange things? You can choose, I can highlight it. You can choose your derived work, whether the derived work still under the copyleft control. You can opt out of the control and say that, okay, I don't want it to be open source anymore, I want to close source. Okay, that is possible. And later I will tell you some story about some open source things changing to closed source. Okay, and the open source development now, as if you have an internship experience, you will understand this. Okay, although nowadays some companies already adopt some very good tradition, like every morning they come to the office, they will have a stand-up meeting. Ever heard of stand-up meeting? Yeah. Usually meeting, what is the mode of the meeting? How many of you have do internship outside? No matter what is the length, only some, okay? Let me ask you a follow, okay? If you have a meeting, what is the typical time?
To tell the boss what have you done.
I mean a typical time. Morning, afternoon, usually morning?
Afternoon.
Good, so your boss know about you guys, okay? Morning is just like a zombie, okay? Yeah, but some of the software companies they adopt one tradition from Silicon Valley. They know that people will get boring, feel sleepy if you sit down in a conference room and to have a meeting in 9 o'clock. Okay, so they change the style. I heard from NIGET, some of the NIGET engineers, they already stay up. Okay, stand up in a room to have a stand-up meeting, and that means that if you're kind of a stand-up mode, you cannot fall asleep. Okay, especially the boss stand there. We can just okay. You cannot do so, right? So there's stand-up meeting, and after stand-up meeting, what should you do today, and then you go to code, okay, and by the end of the day, okay, the manager check your progress, something like that. And the open source development is quite different. I can only read from a Medium. You know what is a Medium? Medium is a blog, okay. Work from Medium, work from other blogs, okay, to understand how the real operations of the open source development cycle. They actually do things in a part-time mode, okay. And nowadays, something's changed. In the old days, it's like this, okay. Let's say in the morning I'm a teacher, afternoon I'm also a teacher, and now in the evening, in the midnight I'm also a teacher. For those guys, okay, in the midnight, okay, they become an open source programmer, okay, and they use a mailing list to communicate whether I should do this or I should do that, okay, and when submit the code, okay, there is a guy, usually the project leader, to control whether that code should be added into mainstream software, okay, something like that, okay. So there's a big change here. And usually they will have using mailing list. The old days we use IRC. How many of you have used IRC? No one. Good. Only me. Okay. IRC is an internet relay chart. Okay. There's a chat room there. They will use IRC to do the programming. Okay. And software control, they will use GIS. If you are old enough, you will have heard of Subversion. How many of you have heard of Subversion? SVN? Only a few. How about CBS? How many of you have heard of CBS? What? How? Good. CBS, okay. The CBS is the software that I used while I was an undergraduate. Okay? And whilst I was a PhD student, I'm using SVN. Now, as a lecturer, I use GIMP. Okay, so you can see this changing, but only deployment is changing. What is the core value of this thing is to keep track of the software changes. Okay, I guess from first programming course until now you seldom use this, guys. But in this course, I recommend you to do this. Okay, you get to maintain what? Maintain all my. You can take a look. No problem. I can show it. Yeah, I just get to maintain course homepage, or the course homepage, some of the notes, some FYPs from a few years. I also check out some others tutorial from other sites using the GitHub Chrome, and then put it into my big bucket. Okay. So actually, I'm doing something like this. Only a very few project. Okay, I know many people have much longer list there. Okay, so according to what I perceive, okay, because I don't know what is your birth year. Okay, I start using computer in 1995. Okay, where are you? I started using computer, but I start playing with computer. Let me check what's the year. Play with computer. First computer game I played with is using Apple II. It's 1980 something, 1985 or 1986. Okay, so at that time I already played with computer, and the first computer I owned is 1995, and then I looked into software development. Okay, then I observed one thing. Okay. Open source development has several properties. I didn't copy from any books. I just summarize it inside my brain. First, okay, you can innovate very fast. What is the meaning of innovate very fast? I don't know where you do the internship or something. Okay, according to my friend working in HSBC, you know, the biggest local bank. Okay, I would say that is the biggest local bank, bracket stocks. Okay. And that local bank, okay, has a very interesting tradition. Whenever you want to change a line of code, yeah, somebody's mouth, you have to ask your manager to sign it off. And if that code is not contributed by your team, you have to ask your boss to ask the boss of another team to sign that change, okay? And that change has to go through rigorous test case. Of course, it's because of bank, right? But you will find that whenever you find a bug or whenever you want to do something new, maybe you will take 1 year in order to finish it. Or 1 year is fast, okay, according to my friend. Okay? So if it is the case for Linux development, okay, we will all be suffocating because of the zero day exploit. Okay, so if that's the case, there's not our days today. Okay, our days today, whenever we have a zero day exploit, if within 1 or 2 days, people can look at the code because it's open source, locate the bug and fix it. Okay, I don't know whether you remember a few months before the PowerShell bug. Anybody remember this? Yeah, the PowerShell bug's a 0 day exploit. I remember the same day I already can receive the updates from a Debian mainstream repository. Okay, the same day. Okay, once I release the bug, I said, oh my God. Okay, what can I do? Okay, then the same day I already received the updates. Okay, and also the innovation can be very personal. What is the meaning of personal? I want this to happen. Okay, let's say the Linux, why Linux create Linux? Okay, at that time, very interesting. There is a guy, a professor in Holland called Andrew Tannenbaum created a system called Linux. Okay, the architecture is the same as nowadays Mac OS X. Okay, using microkernel, but that guy don't like it. Okay, that guy just want a very simple kernel running on a 386 computer. And he did it, and now become Linux. Okay, so it's very personal and very reliable. I've said that once there is a patch, you need a patch, and that patch will be released very quick. Okay, compared to source code software, okay, you can compare the number of active programmer. Okay, the scale cannot compare to an open source project. The lifetime of a project, okay, usually can go beyond the one who created. I have a very good example here. Did I go to okay? Let me go back to the department. Okay, do you know what it says? Okay, so this is MICQ. Okay, open source clone of ICQ. Okay, how many of you have used ICQ? Okay, my number is 7 digits only. Okay, that's a joke. welcome to add me. Okay, and look at here. So the MICQ original author is called Matthew D. Smith. Okay, that guy died because of a car accident. And after that, okay, who will maintain the MICQ source code? You can see this. There are some people find that this software is good. Okay, we want to maintain it, so it will continue to maintain it. I don't know whether it's just an update or not. Let me run it. Let me first check the alias. All right. Let me try whether it is still working. Ayah, bad file number. Sorry, it's no longer work. Okay. During my time, I use it a lot. How to quit? Alright. So this is one thing. Another thing is usually the community can decide the fate of a project, like this Riser FX file system, open source file system. Very important breakthrough. If you still remember version 5.0, version 5.0 talk about internal fermentation. Riser FX tried to tackle this, okay, to share the space being waste to another file. But the community decided to stop the development because the author queue is white. Okay? It's just because, oh, we think that this guy is a bad guy, so we don't continue about it. Very interesting story. How about the disadvantage? Okay? So the disadvantage about the open source project is like this. If you go to internship, okay, you will fully understand what I said. Okay? If Windows has a problem, okay, do you need to fix it? Usually no. You will make a call to Microsoft. Okay? You can use file language, okay, and say that this Windows has some bugs, okay? Please fix it or give me a solution, give me a patch, and you can put it in your phone. Okay? And they will serve you because you pay for it. Okay? Now how about open source? What should you do? Read the manual. Yeah. Guess what is there's two dots. Okay? Ask the documentation. Okay? Ask where? Stack Overflow. Okay? Google or ask Dr. Wong. Okay? Don't ask me. Okay? Never ask me. So I only have a limited resource and time. Okay? So well, that's the case. Okay? Who can you trust? Okay? Usually you can trust yourself. Okay? Let me share some story later. Okay? I have an engineer from Red Hat visiting me last few months. Okay? He shared some interesting story to me. Okay? Licensing problem. Okay? Of course, about making money. Okay? The story is like this. Let's say it's like this. You know what is a TV box, right? You know what is TV box. A TV box is actually embedded Linux. You do know that it's embedded Linux. Okay, it runs on an ARM CPU or MIPS CPU, and then you load the Linux there and done. Now the problem is, how can it make money? How can it make money? Think about it. How about their software? They are all under free software license. And also think about it like Synology. Okay? Synology, the storage, the NAS company. Do you know what is the underlying system? Also Linux. Okay, they also modify the kernel. I know it because I downloaded the source code and found wow, they modify many parts of kernel. Okay, they can still make money. Okay, because let's take a look at the Synology. Synology has a page for you to download all their source code. Right? They just follow the open source license. Open source license require them to open their source. They did it, but can you copy their business? Think about it. Can you copy their business? Let's imagine if I want to copy Synology's business, what should I do first?
Design.
Huh?
Hardware design.
What?
Hardware design.
Yes, not be a programmer, but be a hardware manufacturer. Okay? You need to know the hardware, which part of the hardware you need it, how to assemble it. If I want a fast RAID 1 deployment, which is the fastest deployment, okay, then the next step is software. But without the first step, can you duplicate their business? No. Okay? So that's why if you are innovative enough, okay, you should don't be bothered by the license. The license only tell you that you can find some cheap, reliable way to start your business, to write a program. Okay? But if you want to start a business, you can get take advantage of it, basically. Okay? And before I show this, okay, let me stop for a while and show you this brief recommendation.